Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am sick to death of the government and the news media constantly telling us to slow down. Because I don't know if they've ever left Australia, but Australia is one of the slowest places to drive in the developed world. And just go to Europe, just go to North America, just go basically anywhere else, and you will find people doing 120, 130, 140 is not a big deal in most countries. Australia, you do 140, mate, you're gonna wind up on the 7 o'clock news and probably go to jail at least overnight.
144 locked off. It was front vehicle. It's a type 2 vehicle related offence. 8 demerit points, and it's $1,780 that you're not going to have to pay, okay? The Department of Transport will be in touch with you regarding your licence. It will be suspended for 6 months.
It is serious stuff here, and I don't think speed is the problem. In fact, I know it's not the problem, because all you gotta do is look at Dashcam Australia's YouTube channel, and you will see what 90% of the population here is doing wrong. And it stems from when you learn how to drive and just driver education, guys. But let me roll this clip.
Good evening. It's been a horror start to the winter school holidays on Victoria's roads, with police and paramedics pleading with drivers to slow down.
6 people are dead and 6 others are in hospital tonight as a result of multiple high-speed crashes across the weekend.
3 members of the same family were killed when their four-wheel drive collided head-on with a Range Rover north of Sunbury. The driver and 2 passengers died at the scene. A 4th passenger was airlifted to hospital, fighting for her life.
One of the vehicles has veered into the oncoming traffic or into the path of the oncoming vehicle, and they've collided head-on, which has caused the catastrophic scene.
Police suspect the family's Ford swerved to avoid hitting a kangaroo, causing both vehicles to spin out of control just after 7 this morning. The man driving the Range Rover was also seriously injured and flown to hospital. The tragedy clearly felt among the emergency services at the scene.
Now, straight away here, obviously, beginning of school holidays, people are going out of town, camping, visiting family. It's always chaos on country roads over holidays. And it is unfortunate because people, like what just happened here, they're not using common sense. And I'm not trying to be harsh on the situation. I realize this is sensitive, but a kangaroo. So this is what they're saying. A kangaroo jumped out. The Ford SUV saw the kangaroo jump out, swerved into the other lane, into oncoming traffic to get out of the way of a kangaroo, and went head first into a Range Rover. Now, I don't know what speed this country road is. I'm going to assume somewhere in the range of 80 to 100 k's an hour. A kangaroo jumps out in front of you guys. The worst thing you could possibly do is swerve to try and avoid it. That is what will get your family killed. And I'm not trying to say this and be negative to the poor family that has died. You know, multiple people have died here. It's for you guys who are here right now, going on holiday, taking your family somewhere. Kangaroos jump out all the freaking time here in Australia. And what do you got to do? Hit it. Hit the damn thing. You are 100 times better off hitting the kangaroo. Even in a worst case scenario, the kangaroo hits your windscreen and maybe, you know, it might come in or might, you know, the worst case scenario is better than swerving into the wrong lane and getting a head-on collision. And it's not even about, oh, there was no one on the road, I knew my surroundings, I swerved around. If you're doing 80 plus k's an hour and you try to do a quick movement of turn, you are most likely going to lose control.
Southern Suburbs mum has told 7 News how she and her son cheated death in a horror crash on the Fleurieu Peninsula. She swerved to avoid a kangaroo and slammed into a Stobie pole at high speed.
Just in front of this Mitsubishi's driver's side door, the perfect imprint of a Stobie pole.
It doesn't really make sense that I came out of that car in the condition that I'm in. It's incredible, like, it's a miracle.
Morford Vale mum Jess Heathfield was taking her 4-year-old son Elijah for a drive last Thursday. He'd just fallen asleep in his car seat when a kangaroo jumped out in front of them on Main South Road at Wattle Flat.
It was kind of just a reaction for me to swerve, to try and protect us both.
Jess's car slammed into the pole and she lost consciousness. She's not sure how long she was out for.
I was really confused, and then I'm sorry.
Again, this is the kind of craziness you have to be vigilant on. This is what driver education would tell people. Don't swerve for a kangaroo. Slow down on your brake. Apply brake pressure. Try not to lock it up, but you need to be constantly looking around as well. Who's coming up on me? Who's behind me? Looking into the bushes. Are there kangaroos around? Can I see anything moving? This is stuff country drivers should be paying attention on. You have to be vigilant. You have to be vigilant. And this is why I say these slower speeds are actually more deadly, because you become so fatigued of driving, you become so drowsy, where if you're actually going a bit faster, you're much more spatially aware. You're much more, my brain is firing, I'm scanning. What's over there? What's over here? It's not looking dead straight and just play with the infotainment system. Don't look at anything else. You're just constantly observing. You have to constantly be observing what's behind me, around me, in the bush. There's so many variables. And when you're doing 80 Ks an hour in a dead straight road, you just become fatigued. That's facts. So right here, I'm not blaming speed at all.
Less than 4 hours later, another deadly head-on in Buanga near Ararat. A car catapulted onto its side. The driver couldn't be saved. Police say their SUV drove onto the wrong side of the road and into the path of a ute. The front of that car now a crumpled mess. The driver and female passenger rushed to hospital.
Okay, so again, something not speed related in my eyes. This is someone who has gone onto the wrong side of the road for no apparent reason yet. Obviously, they're investigating, but all I can think of is, were they foreigners? Are they used to driving on the other side of the road? Which I know from personal experience, when you first come to a country that is driving on the opposite side, it is confusing to remember to be what side of the road I drive on if no one else is on the road. So if they've sort of just pulled out, gotten on the wrong side of the road by mistake, and then a ute's come by, I don't know if that's what happened. Yeah, man, you're on the wrong side of the road. It's not speed, man. This is incompetence again. This is just, they shouldn't be happening. But this is nothing about, everyone has to slow down. Blanket speed limit reductions. That doesn't help anyone here.
In Grangefields in Melbourne's west, a motorbike rider lost her life after she was struck by a car. Her partner was on a separate bike and witnessed the crash.
The male rider's then braked as a result, and he's been struck by another vehicle that was travelling behind.
The female rider was thrown onto the road upon impact as the black Nissan dragged her motorbike more than 400 metres along the Western Freeway.
There's nothing to indicate that the motorcycle riders were doing anything other than riding at the speed limit in their lanes down the road, wearing the appropriate gear.
Yeah, again, for this one, really hard to judge what's happened here. Obviously, a car has hit this motorcycle rider. The other motorcycle rider has then slammed on his brakes, and another car has then hit him. So I don't know if they were in step each lane. Were they not in the same lane? Generally, if you're riding with a friend on a motorcycle, you're in the same lane, generally. So I'm not really sure what's happened there. And again, I want to just say, come on, guys. Look at how straight that road was. I don't think that was anything to do with speed. I think that was just distraction or just total incompetence. Like, was the person blind who hit them? Like, you should be able to see a motorcycle on a dead straight road.
Another motorbike rider was left clinging to life in Cranbourne North after crashing into a barrier.
All right, so we got another motorcyclist, unfortunately. And look, that's probably just down to him, honestly. Like, motorcyclists are a minority on the road. I believe it's something like 4% of the road users are on a motorcycle, yet they make up over 20% of the road toll. So, yeah, it's like 20% and higher annually, they're in the road toll, but it's only 4% on the road. So you're on a motorcycle, there's no safety, you come off, your chances ain't that great. And a lot of these guys push it, they'll do something silly, and honestly, it doesn't take much. I'm even gonna go so far as to say this again. The slow speeds are making people fall off. I had an incident. I've rode motorcycles in Australia for over 10 years, right? I can remember vividly driving on a highway that was 80 k's an hour. I was on my way to the airport to go to work when I was a minor, and I was tired. Like, I was tired. I shouldn't have probably been driving, but hey, I had to wake up at bloody 3 a.m. and drive to the airport to get on this plane. And I'm riding this motorcycle, and it's an 80K road, and it's at nighttime, 3 a.m. So the road is totally empty. You could easily do 140 on this road. I'm going 80, and it's just sort of like I'm cold, I'm tired, and like I could just, see my head sort of bobbing, and I'm trying to stay awake, and like, whoa, come on, like something, snap in, like lock in, man. And I remember vividly sort of just nodding off, and then opening my eyes like in a shock, and I was that close to the wall, like the median of the highway. I was that close. Like, my handlebar was literally millimeters off of it. Now, would that have happened if I was doing 120? I don't think so personally, but yeah, just going at such a slow rate of speed, it was very fatiguing. And also, infrastructure for motorcycles is just not great here. There's a lot of the times, like we seen in that first story, look at the guard railings. They're not a flush system on the ground. So if you're a motorcycle rider and you fall off and you're sliding, you hit that, which it's designed to catch a car. And that's what it's designed for. And for that, it will work. For a motorcyclist, it's going to just slice you in half because you're just going to hit one of those small metal cables and it's just going to peel you like a banana. And that's what they do, unfortunately. There's really no saving you if you hit that thing.
And in Springvale, 2 men in their 70s were taken to hospital after a collision at a busy intersection.
Now on that one, 2 men in their 70s. I honestly think when you start to get elderly, you should have to do a refresher or something. Once a year, I would say you need to come in, do a 1-day, just quick little chat with the professionals, do a short lap around the block, something just to show that you are capable. Because there's a lot that are not. A lot. And mate, that could go as far as everyone on the road, but let's be realistic, that's never going to happen because there's just too many people to get in and out. But elderly people definitely should. That's my personal opinion on that. And look, all of this could have been avoided. Absolutely. Was it speed related? Absolutely not. This is the kind of BS propaganda that I'm trying to get through to you guys. It is nothing to do with speed. And these roads, they're not even fast. Come on, guys. Again, if you've ever traveled out of Oz, you will see that doing 80 on a country road is pathetically slow. Like even 100. That's sort of standard, if that. None of these cases were reckless hoons doing 200 Ks an hour, like zipping through traffic. Wasn't anything to do with that. These were just regular folk driving regularly and not knowing what the they're doing. And again, I'm not out here trying to bag on the deceased or the injured right now. I understand this could be a sensitive issue for some people. I'm just trying to get it through to you guys that this stuff should be common sense. And I know a lot of people who aren't gifted in driving a motor vehicle. I feel like I'm a gifted person. Maybe that's why when I drive, I go like, what is everyone doing? Like maybe that's why I get a little bit upset about stuff. Because naturally it comes easy. I just I feel a connection to a car, to a motor vehicle. I know what its capability is and its limit is. I'm very observant in what's happening around my surroundings, my area. And I feel like a lot of people are not gifted like that. Which can be taught, absolutely. Driver's education, what I'm trying to tell you. But so many people, they hop in their motor vehicle, they go on their giant tablet, which isn't even illegal to use, by the way, but don't put your phone on your lap. Don't put your phone on your lap, but you can play around on the big infotainment system, whatever. You know what I mean. This is kind of the clownery with modern cars. We've got people distracted with these big screens. The cars are trying to do most of the heavy lifting. They park themselves. They can stay driving on the highway, active cruise control. Yeah, people are just in la la land, just doing nothing on these long stretches. And this is the repercussions. You know what I mean? You get distracted, incompetent drivers on our roads, and when shit hits the fan, they don't know what to do. That's just what it comes down to. And instead of going on the news, going on these massive ad campaigns, preaching about speeding and wipe off 5 and try, stay alive with slowing down by 10 Ks, mate, how about you tell people to go to driver's education? How about you tell people when you see a kangaroo, don't swerve to avoid it. Hit the brakes and go straight at it. You're going to risk your life, your family's life, someone else driving on the road's life for a kangaroo. No, I'm not. Get a bull bar, hit your brakes. That's all you can do. It should be common knowledge to everyone. And we got to stop with the cereal box license. Cereal box license. You want to see that video? Click the pop-up banner here, guys. It's demonetized, but just watch it anyways. Of course, they think I'm the bad guy. Yeah, we got too many foreigners here who got it too easy in terms of getting a license. I'm a foreigner. I'll tell you right now, it was piss easy to get my license. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't do nothing. Zero. Am I a bad driver? I don't think so. But I know a lot of foreigners who do come here who are bad drivers, and they might have had to do a lap around the block, but it ain't enough. That's what I'm saying. And I think for every new driver here as well, need to bring driver's education. I say this in so many videos. Driver's education should be mandatory for all new drivers. And I know there's going to be a crazy amount of sheep in the comments that will be attacking me, going, no, you're wrong. Of course speed is the biggest issue. Of course speed is the killer. You gotta slow down. What's the rush, mate? What are you in a hurry about? You should have left earlier. Mate, I laugh at these people. I seriously laugh at these people because they constantly have no idea on people's situations. They have no idea on targets. Time is money, guys. Let's be real. Time is money. And I'm not telling everyone to blast the limit and go crazy. I'm saying you should be able to do the speed limit. And doing 10 Ks over the speed limit isn't a big deal. It's not. And this is the problem because the government doesn't care about actual road safety. They are just slowing the speed limits, putting more speed cameras in, collecting more revenue, and pumping this narrative to feed the brainwashed sheep. The propaganda machine is pumping, you know what I mean? It is just, yep, speed is bad, pay money, go super slow. This is causing road rage, people who have no idea what they're doing. And then when they actually get out onto a country road and they can open it up a little bit, they're losing control crashing, swerving. Just look at it. Look at it. This is lazy governance. Lazy, greedy governance who all they care about is bringing in money, income. You slow the speed down, you slow the economy down, stuff gets more expensive, the roads are shit house. I mean, it's just there's so many issues. But guys, that's the video. Leave your 2 cents down below. I want to hear from you guys. I'll reply to almost every comment. And I'll keep preaching this stuff because I believe it. So if you enjoyed it, subscribe, hit the like button. See you on the next one.